Hello, this is Coach Montiel. I just wanted to touch base with you. If you missed the meeting, this is the recording you want to be watching. The meeting was held on Thursday, February 18th, 2021. So if you missed that meeting as an athlete or as a parent, I'm hoping you're getting to see this. I'm going to try to email to anyone who reached out, and please share this with any other families that you know might need to see it. So I just wanted to go and touch on a few things. First off, so I wanted to apologize for this coming so last minute. I got some information yesterday from one of our partners with our fundraisers. I need to get some information out that was pretty pertinent. But not only that, I had a remind link for our athletes out on our Google Classrooms, and I only had nine students or nine athletes sign up for it. Um, so I was going to use that to push out the information, but seeing how I didn't get a great response there, I knew that a lot of families were going to be missing it. So I ended up to call an audible and call a last minute meeting. Just go over some impertinent information that we need right now. And there are some things that we're going to wait. I was going to wait till Monday to tell you, but since I called this meeting, might as well go over it all. So, first off, again, thank you so much for your time. I'll try to get through everything in this video. And the reason why it's a video is I tried to record the meeting itself, but Google Meets was not cooperating and not letting me record. And I didn't want to waste the time of our other parents. So I'm taking a little bit of extra time to make this video. So hopefully it's helpful. So let's go ahead and go through the slides real quick here and go ahead and talk about what we need to. Excuse me. So the first thing is down here, you're going to see a link. Now, this you won't be able to click on the video, obviously. I will put this link in the email that this video gets sent out with you. So please when you send and if you forward this email to anyone, make sure it includes this because this is a document that will have a lot of great links for us. That's really going to help us out. So let's go ahead and start here. And when I click on this, and when you click on the link, it's going to give you this information sheet, right? Wrestling 2020, 2021 info page. So the first thing is parent and athlete info form. So it hasn't been a great way for me to get a hold of you folks. Like I said, some people signed up for the remind, some didn't. But this is a great way for me to get at least started. So when you click on this form, notice it brings it down right here. You could go and click on there. And this is going to ask you some basic information. It's going to ask you for your athlete's first and last name. So if you do have siblings as athletes, people in the same household, if you're doing say foster, you say you're a foster parent and you have your athlete and you're a foster athlete, whatever the case may be, make sure that you're filling this out for each athlete. So parents, I know, say you have twins or you have siblings, they're both going to wrestle for us. We do need this filled out for each of them, please. So, excuse me, this is going to ask for the athlete's first name, their last name, their student number, their grade. Also, whatever athlete that you're speaking of, are they going to be plan to wrestle on our boys or our girls team? This next question is your student a new wrestler or returning? So you could either pick new to the sport. They have previous experience, but new to our team. That means they may have wrestled for another school before they transferred, or maybe they wrestled as a kid before they were in high school in kids clubs. Or if they're returning wrestler, that's saying they're returning to the Camarillo High School wrestling team itself. So if they were freshmen last year with us, or so on. Here we have our parent or guardian first name, last name, phone number, and email address. These are the only ones required. I do know there are parents out there that may not, the athlete might have parents that don't live together or guardians that don't live together, or say you have an aunt that or an uncle or someone that helps out with a parent or with a guardian. If you want to give them us their information as well, there's a spot for the second guardian or parent, and this is not needed, so it's not required, but if you do want that, that is there for you, so we can get information out to everyone who wants to get it. And again, ask for the name, phone number, email, things like that. And then ask the best method for communication, email or text via the Remind app. So hopefully that will help us get information to the right place so we're not spamming everybody about wrestling. The next link on here, if your student athlete is choosing to try to return to the sport sometime soon. We have an athlete cohort form, and let's go and pull this up so you can take a look at it. This is for your athlete to do. Now, this form is asking for your athlete's first name and last name, their grade, what team they're going to plan on wrestling on, the boys or the girls. This is how many years of experience. So, unlike the other one, where it was asking if you were on a wrestling team before, our team before, new to the sport. This is just saying, do you have any kind of experience? And so we could try to put the cohorts, get these students placed these student athletes in the best position. It's also asking for weight class, so it's 145 and below and 146 and above in pounds. This is so if we do get to the point where we can work out and start actually wrestling again, we want to make sure that we have students in the same cohort that are similar weight classes, so they could be training together. And then preference for Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. Now, if you don't mind, you can pick both on these. Um, and it's not guaranteed that you're going to get one or the other, but this at least helps me when I start building the cohorts and we have our other coaches taking a look at cohorts. Then we can get a better spot for you. At least try to hopefully place you with people the same level, weight class, maybe gender. We're not sure if we're mixing yet. We just got to see how many are comfortable returning. Now, if you're a student athlete is not comfortable returning, or your family does not feel that this is a great time for them to be showing up to do athletics, that's 100% okay. You're still welcome and part of our team. We're never going to discourage you to do anything that you don't want to do. So if you do not feel this out, that's fine. It just simply means that this is maybe not the best time for you, and we understand that as coaches. So please do what you feel is best for your family. This is for more for the wrestlers who are comfortable coming on campus to start some kind of workout or some kind of program. And we're looking to start this at the end of February, beginning of March. So by Sunday, I'm going to be looking through these and kind of start making cohorts so I can see how many coaches I need available on what days, so we can kind of do our best. And typically, this is going to start at 4 o'clock, after about a half hour after school. Right. That's what's planned as of right now. But depending on what the cohorts look like and numbers, that can change. So I'm kind of holding off on giving direct information on days and times until we figure out how many want to return. Because if 4 or 5 want to return, we'll do something then, and we can maybe be more. We could talk to them individually. But if we have 30 or 40 people, then we got to start breaking things up. So it's just going to depend on the interest level. All right. So get that going. The next thing is our clearance form, and this is super important. Now, even if you are ready to come back as an athlete, we cannot have you as a part of any type of practice or organized practice, even if it's jumping jacks, until you are cleared. So if you go to athletic clearance, GoScorps.com, that's this link. It gives you, excuse me, all the information about getting your athlete cleared. You could download and print your ACHS athlete participation packet here. The exam proportion needs to be done by the doctor, and in that packet you'll see a form for the physician to fill out for their physical. You need to register with athleticclearance.com. You complete your physical, and then on top of that, you need to upload all the documents it requests on athleticclearance.com. So when you do the physical, you have the doctor fill it out on that form. It has to be that right form. Then you go to athleticclearance.com and you can submit everything there. If you have any questions with it, you could always reach out to Mary Perez or myself. There's her email. My email you'll be getting when I send this video out. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can. When you click on this packet, everything will come up. So again, even if you do want to participate, you must be cleared first. Okay. So the next little things I have is a fundraiser. We'll go over all this fundraiser stuff. So from here up, I'm going to go over in a second. Let's just keep going with some more information. Here's our Remind link. So I had some athletes on our meeting not sure how to get on the Remind. If they click this link, right, they can join the Remind. Or if they they download the app Remind, the last digits right here is the code, the 36AE K6. That's the little code it's asking for, and that will let you join or remind. So I can send text messages. And this is for athletes and parents, anyone who wants to know information that I send out about wrestling. So both are welcome there. And if your student athlete isn't part of the wrestling club, they should be joining. These are the links for the three. We have our wrestling club is the first one. The second one is the boys, and the third one's the girls teams. And these we're not using so much as of right this second. The wrestling club we are. That's where I put the remind link originally, and where I'm putting more information. But the boys and girls separately, we're going to be utilizing that a lot more when we get into seasons, when we get into when we get our calendar with any kind of we could do any kind of meets or tournaments, we could put information separately to boys and girls. But it's a great thing to sign up for now. So hopefully you do that. On the Google Classroom, let's go ahead and go there real quick, just to show you. On the Google Classroom, this is where it wants me to sign in. Let me sign in with my school one so it doesn't kick me out. On the Google Classroom, this is where we put out our information. As you can see, this is where I post the reminder. I posted it back on the 12th. And again, I only had about 9 people sign up for it. So I did it again on the 17th. And I was talking about this meeting there before I put it on Parent Square. And again, I didn't get a lot of responses. So that's why I did the Parent Square blast. So hopefully you got that. But as you can see, people ask questions. We bump out information on here. So a great place for your student athlete to be able to get information. So that's everything I have as of right now about that. Let's go ahead. Yep, expected dates, clearance, information sheet, and those Google Forms for the cohorts. Yeah. So the only other thing I have for you is one of the main reasons is our fundraiser. So we have a new fundraiser we're going to do. In this little link right here to this folder is a fundraiser form. So when we click in here, we do have our original fundraiser, the Access Book, and you could still have people sign up for that. And if they click Camarillo Wrestling, we get $13 per Access Book sold. Now, if this isn't the best thing for people right now, I understand that a lot of things are closed and some people want to support local and don't want to use discounts and things like that. That we understand that this might not be the best thing for everyone. That's okay. But anyone who does want an Access Book, if you know family or friends that do, have them sign up with Camarillo Wrestling, and that will help our program, right? In here, there's 3 other forms, and these are just forms talking about our Hyper Blast. It's going to be our newest fundraiser. We're going to be selling bed sheets. So here's a couple key points, and this is login information. A lot of this is going to be covered on a meeting on Monday at 7 p.m. So I implore you to try to be there for it. It's really going to help our program, and I'll get into the ins and outs of why that is going to be really good for us. But the key points with this is we're going to be selling bed sheets. They're lifetime guarantee. They're comparable to 1,800 thread count. They're high quality, super soft, deep pocket, 16 inches. Very affordable. It's $49.95 for any size. So twin all the way to Cal King, King, Queen, all of them $49.95 with $3.99 shipping and handling. We make about $13 per sheet sold, and there's 14 of them. And the reason why I really like this program, just from the moment I heard it, is A, there's no minimum. B, he's going to talk about some incentives that will help the boys and the girls hopefully get excited and try to want to win certain things by selling more. But also, this is something that people can just use all the time. I know myself, me and my wife, and my mom, we're going to definitely buy some because who doesn't need sheets, right? So the nice thing is you get some good quality sheets while still supporting. So it's kind of nice that if they're going to buy a product anyway that is we feel is a good product, then and it can help our program even better. So that's kind of why we're doing this, right? And I'll explain the fundamental why we need the fundraising and such. But here's the signing up process. This is in this form, in this folder. It shows you how to sign up for the Hibernate Fund. It does need the signed group ID. The ID is going to be 183. So I'm drawing with my mouse, so it's not going to look the best, but there's 183 18312. 12. All right. So 18312 is the sign up ID, assignment ID for us for Camarillo Wrestling. So hopefully you could get that going and at least get it downloaded and get registered because on Monday we're going to do a kickoff for this. Okay. Now let me go and take this off and let me go ahead and show you the last form. And this is one of the most important ones. This is 25 slots. We're asking our student athletes to get 25 people, and we recommend family and friends, people we know that are going to help us out. Not we don't want our student athletes, especially during the pandemic, to be going out in front of vans or door to door. We want parents, guardians, aunts, nieces, like it says on there, and you could even parents, you could blast this out on Facebook because anyone who wants to buy sheets, it's going to help us out. So if we could get 25 names, phone numbers, and email addresses, that will help us upload them into the program. So then we can go ahead and get this hyper blast out so we can show the product and they could visit the site and they can make the decision if they want to help support by buying some sheets, right? So, excuse me, hopefully that will help us out. All right. So now this is I had a great question during the actual meeting. Someone asked Coach. I never got a good response from coaches before on why we're fundraising, and I think that's a very important question to answer. And I preface it with that. As a coach, I'm never going to ask your student athlete or yourself as parents or anyone to do something without reason. And so if your athlete doesn't know a reason why they're being asked to do something by one of our coaches, by myself, or you're not sure why we're doing something, please ask because there's reasons obviously for everything, and I want to be fully transparent. So the way it goes is we actually have a lot that we have to pay for up front. Now, the league itself, excuse me, the district itself, they only pay for the bare necessities, which is 3 league matches. And let's take a look at our schedule right here. Um, oh, this is clearance. This are the only 3 they're paying for are match 1, 2, and 3. These 3, and these matches are only 14 JV, 14 varsity wrestlers. That's it. That could wrestle in these 3. Then from there we have our league finals, and from our league finals, if they do well enough, they could go to CIF, Masters, and then state. Right. That's the only thing that the district requires. So they'll pay for our buses for these matches. They'll pay for transportation, and there's no fees. But if we do anything extra, and especially if you're a newer family joining us or you have a newer wrestler, it's super important to fundraise because any JV novice tournament we go to, anything we do extra is out of pocket. Any tournament is anywhere from about $150 to $500 to sign up for, depending on the size of the tournament. We have to worry. We're going to ask you parents to carpool to save money. Sometimes we're going to certain tournaments for our varsity wrestlers are overnight tournaments, so we have to pay for lodging. We have to pay for transportation. It's a very expensive sport if to be competitive and to get your student athletes as many matches as we can. No practice is gonna take the spot of actual mat time. So if we want to do all these things, and yeah, this year's kind of unusual, but if we want to do these things, it costs money. And I'm a new head wrestling coach, but looking back at the books, in a season, the coaches, the team spent anywhere from 10 to 15,000 up to almost 20,000 in certain years on tournaments, singlets, which is their uniform, transportation, lodging, sometimes food if we're feeding the athletes during certain tournaments, things like that. So anything extra we're going to need to do, and I'm going to be fully as transparent as open as I can. If any parent or any group parents wants to ever go over what we have in our funds and what we're budgeting and things like that, I welcome you to. We're going to have volunteers for parents that are going to do just that and help us kind of decide what we feel is best for our money. Because yes, it's going to be your kids' hard work, whether they're fundraising, donations, whatever it is. So I want to make sure every dime goes back into support our students the best way we can. Excuse me. So we're starting off. I think we have just over 3,000 in both funds. We have two different accounts. We have an ASB account that everything we buy has to be cleared by ASB, and then we have a second account through our boosters. And of course, just like any other situation and any other spending, it has to be make sense to on their side. But on my side, I want it to make sense to the parents and everyone else. So if anyone ever has questions on what we're fundraising for or what certain amounts of money are going where, I'm going to be fully open, transparent, and honest with that. So it's one of those things where it costs money to do more tournaments, and the more we do the better. And I think that's one great thing that this that Camarillo High School wrestling has done for years, that I want to continue. It's going to many tournaments. I think we pride ourselves in that every year we have tournaments for all levels, multiple tournaments. That gives every wrestler opportunities to wrestle. Where, say, for other sports, if you don't make JV, you don't make a varsity, you don't have a spot. We have a spot for everybody. You show up, give us the effort, we're going to get you tournament time. Whether that be a novice tournament because you're newer, all the way up to varsity 2-day tournament, overnight tournaments. So that's that. So thank you so much for your time. Any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out. You could email me. And you could reply to this email, get anything that you need out to me. I'm going to be sending this out hopefully later tonight after I get it all processed, and I hope everything is going well. On health wise, just real quick, I know some of you guys know that I had COVID-19. I'm feeling great now. I'm super excited to be back on my feet. Thank you for the concern. I have a lot of parents reach out, and I do appreciate that. So thank you so much. So I look forward to seeing your student athletes and yourselves out there shortly. Hopefully sooner than later. Hopefully you get all that information out to your athletes, and it's a lot of information. So hopefully you take a look at it. And again, this is your lifeline right here with all of our links, right, to all the different things we need. So make sure that you keep this in a good place. All right. All right. So thank you so much for your time. Have yourself a great rest of the night, or day, or whenever you're watching this, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.